Okay, let's start with yesterday's trades, current positions, the watch list for today, and I'm gonna skip yesterday's breakouts because I don't have time to do it. So it was a little bit of a mixed day yesterday. CLF didn't do much, VIX didn't do much. Now NetEase, I added to my position at 299 when I saw the strength early on. Had a little bit of broke out of this post-earnings mini flag. That looks great. If it can start go to 3 teens, if it goes to 3 teens, I'm gonna start scaling out some. GOL, I covered some more in pre-market, 2680s actually in pre-market. CNBX, this is my box. I was actually up like 8,000 or something on this box, but unfortunately I didn't unbox it at the highs because I don't know where the highs would be. Kala got stopped out of my ads from the 910 area, and I'm gonna use $8 as my stop for the rest. Pola didn't do anything, Pixelworks didn't do anything. Now OCLR, I'm a little bit pissed about this one. I had really high expectations on it. I really thought it would go to 12, 13, but instead I don't know why it had a big down candle on some volume. I know they had some kind of optical conference somewhere where I guess this company was presenting or something. So maybe they didn't like what these guys had to show or to say. That's the only reason I find for this move. But yeah, it just sucks. I gave back a lot of open profits on this one, almost 9,000. CTRL didn't do much. CNAB, I closed my swing. It went up 55% from my entry, and I sold most of my shares in the low 2 area. So it was a very good trade. Risk reward wise, it was a great trade. I mean, I made like what, 40, 50 cents per share average, and my initial stop was like 10 cents. So that was a good trade. ESPR, I'm still holding it. Whole biotech sector pulled back today, so I mean, I think why can't this thing pull back another couple of bucks? Why not? I'm gonna use like a 24.50 stop or something like that. Yeah, so CNBX finally cracked as expected, and yeah, I think it can go to sub 3 in the next couple of days. I don't know how long I will have my borrow. Usually it's T plus 3, and today will be day 3, so I may get bought in today. If not, I'm willing to hold this thing for another week or something, because I think it goes back to sub 3 in the next 3 to 5 sessions. Unfortunately, there was no borrow on it. And I mean, this could have been a 6-figure trade otherwise, because I was willing to borrow a bunch of shares, but it's what it is. ICHR actually added to it near the close. I added to it at 1770, and it's gapping up in after hours. So again, I think it goes low mid 20s. IG, another annoying trade. I held it overnight, as you know. Closed really strong. I thought it would go to 455. Instead, it gapped down and just stopped me out, pretty much break even. And yeah, gave back like over 5,000 in profits. Just sucks. URA just keeps going lower. I only have tiny shares left. Just risk reward wise, this trade is just an absolute beast. My initial stop on it was like 20 cents, and I'm up $2 on it. So 10 times my initial risk, just beautiful. Labu, again, biotechs were weak, so this one pulled back. INAP, now this was just a random trade out of the gate. I had an alert set on it here in the high ones, and it triggered out of the gate. I saw some volume coming in. If you look at the 1-minute chart, it was a dead stock, and just suddenly there was volume spikes, or a volume spike. So I try to get I tried to buy 10,000 shares in the high 180s. I only got filled on 2,200 shares, I think. And it just went straight up $1. It even got halted. So I sold it. I ended up selling it in the 280s, 250s after the halt. So just a random move. They had a pipe. I guess that's why it ran. Just random. I know in hindsight, I know that a couple of day trading chat rooms were on it also. UVXY again. I'm just giving my money away on this one, and I tried it a few times here, and now I tried it again, and just every time I lose money on it. Just ugh. NAK. I tried to play the bounce. Now let's look at the 5-minute chart. So I bought it here near the open. Got stopped out some when it lost VWAP. I added back when it reclaimed VWAP, and then end of day. This is where my loss came from. I was long 25,000 shares. I didn't want to hit the bids. When it lost VWAP again, I should have really hit the bids at 150. Instead, I tried to get out on the offers. I ended selling at 146. So that's really where the loss came from. Otherwise, this thing would have been less than $1,000 loss. Where is it? NAK, yeah. Or it would have been maybe a little bit over $1,000 loss. So I lost $1,000 in extra just because I didn't want to pay $150 in ECN fees. So I couldn't short CNBX. Instead, I shorted some MNTR. I didn't want to go crazy on it. It's a thin stock, and MNTR looks just like CNBX did like 3 days ago. It looks exactly. It's like here, and we all know what CNBX did, so I'm not gonna go crazy on it. I'm gonna use the highs of yesterday as my stop. I'm not gonna go on a ride or anything. So, but it's unlikely to go up more because the whole sector is pulling back. CNBX was the leader, and the laggards rarely make the same kind of moves. OWCP was a nice one. I traded both long and short. I shorted it. You know, I tried to get a bunch of shares, like 15,000 shares here in the low threes, but I didn't get filled. So I got filled in the 290s, 280s, and I just canceled my order. I ended up getting like 7,000 shares or something. I didn't want to chase it down, and then it tanked, and then I played it on the long side, make a few thousand there, and yeah, it was a decent trade, nothing crazy. I'm more pissed about the long here that I missed. I mean, oh my god. Can you imagine? I didn't want to pay up 1 penny for it, and I missed a 320% move. Just, that's really probably the biggest mistake I've made this month. Together with CNBX mistake that I had it unboxed, or a bunch of shares unboxed. So those two mistakes probably cost me 50,000 in missed profits and in missed profits basically, and in losses. So at least. Okay, so. Alim, I don't even remember this one. Oh, okay. So it had some volume. I bought it. I sold it near the close. There's no follow through. AMD, I went short overnight because for 2 reasons. Ryzen, their new processor series finally got released yesterday. They had the CEO had a big like a presentation on it and everything. All the tech journalists were there, and you know, it's very, you know, everyone likes the new processors, like they're cheaper and everything than the Nvidia equivalents. But anyways, a big part of this run has been because of Ryzen and the hype around it. So I'm thinking, you know, it could be a little bit of sell the news kind of scenario, because now it kind of, you know, buy the rumor, sell the news, classic oldest game of Wall Street. So we'll see. Tight stop, like 20-25 cent stop, and Nvidia had a downgrade. This AMD was gapping down in after hours because of that. Okay, let's go through the watch list real quick. So this one, I don't know. If it goes crazy intraday, I may find a good long or short spot on it. Like if it goes to $1 or something, or goes back to like mid-high twos, you know, I may long short it. HIMX, I was looking at it near the open, but if it had just gone up another 20 cents, I probably would have traded it, but I just passed on it. To the CLVS, again, I may try it if biotech shows some more weak, you know, they have been showing some weakness now, and you know they have room to fall, and you know CLVS could really start speeding up the selling because it's had a big run, and yeah, I'm gonna do it. Smaller size than last week. Now Tesla, they had some pretty shitty earnings, just losses are mounting, and revenue growth is good, but they are just racking up losses. CFO is leaving, and it's gapping up a little bit in after hours and in early pre-market. I think any kind of opening range lows or green to red is a good short opportunity for a swing short. CIG playing out this exactly like GOL from a couple of days ago. I passed on it. I was looking at it. I just passed on it because there were so many other things going on, and honestly, I really wanted 4+ on it, but that's fine. Let's see. VRX, just watching it. I think any green open and red could be a nice swing, really short entry for this one. GOL, I'm thinking if we can have a pop and then some kind of a I'm just looking to add a little bit to my short position. INSEE, now this one, hopefully it goes up a couple of more days, but I'm starting to stalk this one. Any opening range lows or green to red, or you know the drill. EMES, the same thing, just wow. I was looking at it here in the mid-21s, and I decided not to buy it. It's kind of extended, and market is, I'm gonna talk about a little bit about the market before I finish this video, but anyway, so I'm thinking maybe 26 out of the gate could be a nice short opportunity. This one, I think low mid-40s could be a nice short opportunity. Can't do any size on this thing. I probably do 1,000 shares maximum, and yeah. So long watch list, real quick. You know, just resting below the 50-day, beaten down name. Had a big run back in 2015. I traded it a couple of times. And, you know, it could bounce. FCell, similar scenario. This one I traded back here. Had a nice run on it. Now, I'm a little bit cautious with breakouts right now, because I did see some selling below the surface. Even though indices held up very well, like NASDAQ, except biotechs, of course, but NASDAQ, SPY, small caps, they all held up really well. But some of my inventory sold off a little bit, notably OCLR, and I just saw a lot of breakdowns. So I'm gonna be a little bit cautious for now. So this one, oh yeah, so I played it on the long side intraday, and after hours they had some PR, and actually it's not a PR. It was some kind of a political news, and gapping up a big, you know, kind of a big after hours, 25-30%. This one, I'm just gonna lower my alert on it. This is, I think it could play out like INAP. Similar chart, but much more liquid. Like INAP traded no shares on this consolidation, like 100, 200,000 shares per day. This one trades like 1 million shares per day. So, I mean, this thing gets going on volume 350 is not out of the question. UEXY, you know why I'm watching it. You know, when the market pulls back in, I want to be there. There's probably nothing here. It just looks sloppy. VSR. Oh, okay, this one had a. I talked about this one before. You know, I haven't really decided what I will do with a lot of these. This one had an essay article. Okay, so that's it.